Alright, what's up guys? So we just got done having a trampoline session, then we had a tricking session, and then we came back here and did some more trampoline, as well as a lower body plyometric workout, followed by another challenge that I'm actually currently doing right now. This challenge video should be released tomorrow, Saturday. Stay tuned. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. But coming to the topic of this video, what's wrong with your flips? Or what's wrong with even my flips? The top 3 things that I commonly know myself and see that is wrong with learning any flip or acrobatic movement, upside down, twist in the air, tricks, etc. I'm gonna cover right now. So hopefully by hearing what I have to say, you can maybe realize it and then fix it and learn things way faster than I did and hopefully progress a lot better. Now all these I may have shared before, but I'm gonna hopefully bring it together in a nice cohesive bundle right now. So the first thing that I see wrong when people start to learn to do flips or tricks or any movements with twists, in fact I actually wish someone would have told me this when I was first learning, because I did this wrong at first and it cost me months of learning, and that is the timing of the body as a whole when doing a flip or a trick. I made a video on this a couple years back about doing some simple jump up and down exercises and then tightening the whole entire body through the core, fingers to toes, head to pelvis, bringing it all together so that you channel your momentum through a movement. But in simple terms, what I mean by timing is you don't like just jump with your head, and then wait too long and then all of a sudden decide to jump with your lower body, right? Or you don't just like jump up with your feet and then are like, oh, I need to twist, so you try to twist with your upper body. It's so hard to do that if you miss the proper timing. But if you start the twist just at the right time, or start the flip at the right time, at the, we'll call it peak of momentum, you'll have a lot more powerful looking flip or twist that usually is landed high, has more control, and can easily progress into other things. So if you're struggling with this concept and you're trying to learn a flip that may require a lot of like mental capacity, you're trying to do like a back full, I would recommend just hold up, go to something basic like a standing 360 and work on this timing concept. So you want to jump up and try to twist into a 360, making it feel snappy, like whipping. Like if you had a necklace on, when you're doing the 360, the necklace would hang out in front of you and like whip around because of that force. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be like you jump up and then try to twist and it's just like everything's just kind of flopping around. You want to have that tight, force-feeling timing. Man, I said I wasn't gonna make this abstract, but I hope you can understand what I'm trying to get at through my explanations here. But this is probably one of the most common problems I see with beginners, especially when it comes to twisting tricks, back full, cork, B-twist, all of those things. That's why I think my slow motion 360 tutorials can actually be very helpful, more than just a visual piece. It can actually be helpful because if you go back to the 360 and really work on doing that and tightening that up, you can really bring that over into these twisting movements. Now this is also used with other flips too. So if you're thinking about doing like a side flip, like a back flip, a front flip, they all have a moment where you can really tighten up and get a nice, tight, snappy flip out of them. And if you miss that moment, wherever it is in your jump, you're gonna just rotate really slow and potentially just either crash, land super low. It doesn't feel good. When you get that flip on a flip, it feels really good. All right, the second thing that is wrong with flips that I see, with tricks that I see people learning, and with tricks that I am currently learning myself, yeah, that's right, your boy here has plenty of problems. I got problems. So first of all, footing, where to put your feet when going into a move, like if you're working on a J step or if you're working on a setup like a raise or a touchdown raise. This one is a great example because I'm currently really working on this because I want to clean it up so I can share some tips with you guys. But when I look at myself, I'm doing it wrong. So here's what I'm getting at. When it comes to the touchdown raise, personally for me, and probably for many, I want to go more in a straight line. So I want to go, let's say, this way, but instead I'm going this way, you know what I'm saying? Now after much research and looking at a ton of examples from people who can do the touchdown raise really good, shout out to Mastering Tricking. When they jump into it, their foot that was in the back comes around to the front, but it doesn't go as far in front as I like to put my foot. And because I like to put my foot so far in the front, that is what's causing me to whip on over and then to to the side. So it's just a simple footing thing. Now this doesn't mean I'm not able to do a touchdown raise into a gainer, because I definitely am. It's just putting me off an angle. So if you're noticing like, oh my gosh, your tricks are like going on an angle one way or the other, or you're like trying to go in a line this way with tumbling and you're ending up this way or that way, it could be something as simple as footing. You know, one foot's too far out in front of the other foot's like this, who knows, one way or the other. You know, you're trying to jump up and do like a 720 cheat or a 540 kick, and you're not facing the right way when you're finished, could potentially be footing and the takeoff point. Now the second part of this second one is actually a concept I talk about a ton, but when it comes to beginners, they often miss this, and that is blocking. It's such an easy concept, and I would highly recommend any beginner out there to just practice quite a few jumps doing this technique before you start going into any running flips like the side flip, like the front flip, or anything like that. But what blocking is putting your feet out in front of you when you're jumping into a flip, or even, you know, jumping up to touch the basketball hoop. And that blocking is going to turn that horizontal momentum into some vertical momentum to help you get higher, but also that horizontal momentum will kind of turn into more flipping momentum as well, which can help you even flip better. So it's kind of a win-win situation. You're gonna get higher and more snappier flips by doing this blocking technique. What a lot of beginners, and myself included when I was learning to do frontwards turning flips, like to do is we just like to run up and then try to flip into something. And I was like shooting, man. I was shooting so far horizontally, it was nuts. It was crazy. I was going like 15 feet freaking sideways, landing right on my rear end, seriously deep, cocking, snapping. Not the best. And that's the second problem I commonly see with people trying to do flips or just learning from a beginning standpoint. Now the third thing that I just know happens, that I've experienced myself and that I see happen with people, it covers a wide umbrella of things, but it has to do with not having consistency. That if you're practicing to learn tricks, flips, anything acrobatic, you probably want to be consistent with your training. So when you're trying to learn something new and requires a lot of focus, you're gonna want to practice it consistently. That doesn't necessarily mean practice it every single day, but for the most part, you want to be doing something at least on a weekly basis and coming back to it on a weekly basis so that you can build it into your muscle memory and it can be just more natural to do. What happens a lot is people, you know, get into flipping, tricking, trampolining, or something like that, parkour. They do it for a summer, they get crazy good, but then the fall, the winter comes, you know, who knows what, the weather gets bad, things get busy, they're just like, forget about it. And then they stop training. Then all of a sudden, nice day pops up in like March the next year, and it's like, yo, I'm gonna do a flip, try to bust it out, and then things go bad. And that's because, you know, all of those months, nothing was practiced and there was no practicing of the actual thing you were trying to do. I'm not saying that all the time this happens, you know, sometimes people get lucky, but the likelihood that something is gonna go wrong after not practicing something consistently for a long period of time is a lot higher. And I think this is a problem that, you know, a lot of us, you know, guys are trying to hold on to that ego. You know, we didn't practice something for, you know, a couple of months, but you know, I did that when I was 20. Damn my knee! You know what I mean? And then like meniscus, something bad like that. So, and under this consistency umbrella is maintaining fitness and mobility. So if one isn't gonna maintain acrobatics, at the least maintaining fitness and mobility. But also, if you're just doing something very static in acrobatics, like say you just went to the gymnastics center and you practice backflips all day long, I would still recommend maybe widening your arsenal of fitness and working on, you know, some ability, some other dynamic movements, side to side movements, lateral movements. I'm going on a little rant here, sorry, but this is very important. In the fitness world, I've noticed a huge thing is a lack of lateral movement. It's just so forward, backwards, front showing, back showing, but the side to side movement is lacking. I'm not saying it isn't there, but it is really lacking. Now in tricking, there's a lot of lateral movement, so if you're practicing tricking consistently, you're gonna get a lot of it, but a lot of other fitness related stuff, there is a lack of lateral movement, you know, and then all of a sudden, if life demands lateral movement, but you haven't trained it, that could potentially be where things go wrong on the side, you know what I mean? on the knees, ankles, side of the neck. You know, it's just you're not used to lateral movement. You didn't use it, so you didn't develop it. So on top of fitness, mobility, don't forget about that lateral movement. Now just say you haven't been consistent for some time and you're like, oh crap, well how do I get back into it? What I would recommend first and foremost is getting your fitness up first. You know, you want to be able to do the basic things in fitness. Can you get down on the ground? Can you push yourself back up? You know, get from a burpee to a standing position. Can you get in a deep squat position, you know, just in case you maybe land a flip low? Do you have basic flexibility? Are you like super tight anywhere? Like if you try to lift your arm over your head, it's like, ugh, you know, you can't lift your arm over your head, you know? Be sure you get your mobility back so that, you know, you can catch yourself any which way. You can bend through certain motions and you can move a lot better and control your momentum. So if you haven't been consistent a long time, what I would recommend is getting back into shape. Take some time getting back into shape and work on that fitness, strength, speed, mobility, timing, and coordination. If you guys are interested in some free follow along workouts that are just very basic that you can do in your home that work on a lot of agility, mobility, and just strength with your body weight and stuff, you can check out my fitness channel, Only Kinds Fitness. I post a ton of follow along workout videos there. And we didn't record an outro, but with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found those tips useful. Remember, always practice safely, always take your time, practice at your own risk. Don't forget to subscribe and turn those notifications on. I have more videos coming out. Stay tuned for tomorrow's challenge. It should be an interesting one. With that being said, I hope you all have a great day. Peace. I will see you all in the next video.